Hello everyone, welcome back to Merge Stack Web Application Development Tutorial Series. This is probably going to be the last video of this series where we will be deploying our application to production instance, and it will be deployed on Heroku free cloud instance. To understand the deployment process thoroughly, let's go over the project structure once more. So in the root folder, we have our server application or the node application, and in the client folder we have our React or the front end part of our application. Okay, but if you imagine, how would Heroku know that your front end part is in the client folder? This could have been anything. This could have literally been front end, or it could have been anything XYZ. So we need a way to tell Heroku that our front end code lies in client folder. Okay, so that can be done by providing certain commands in the package.json of server. So let's switch to blog, copy these commands. Okay, and let's just copy paste these commands here. Okay, so these are the commands which are going to help Heroku understand where our client folder will reside and how do you start it or how do you build it. Okay, so these commands we have already seen before, how to start a server, how to start a React developer environment instance, and how this is basically developer command. So you can ignore this right now. And what we are interested in here is Heroku post build. Okay, so what happens in production environment is, so our Node.js application and React applications are not going to run as two separate applications. So the server part is going to run as an application, and all the resources that are there inside our client folder or the front end folder will be converted to static HTML, CSS, JavaScript resources, and that will be directly copy pasted so that your optimized version of your static resources are available in production. Okay, so React works differently in local setup and production setup. Okay, you can always use the build part in local as well, like for the developer setup, but that would not give you the flexibility of auto reload at all. Okay, so in the production we use the optimized build version. So for that, what we do is we run an npm install on the client folder. Okay, which is part of Heroku's first command. Okay, that we are providing, and then later we do a build. Okay, so basically build is going to actually generate that process, create a build folder inside the client folder, and copy all the minified version or the optimized version of all the resources. Okay, so all right, so I think we have understood what this command does. Okay, and let's go to the next step. Okay, now we have told Heroku about our project structure, client and server, but we also have to tell server that our project or the static resources lies inside client folder, or rather client's build folder. Okay, so for that we will have to make slight change in our server, and that is only applicable for production environment. So let's go ahead and make some changes. So you can tell Node.js to reflect one changes or run one particular logic only for production environment with following conditions. So you can actually check process.environment.node environment. Okay, so if this is production, what I want to do here is I want to tell my Node.js application that my static resources are going to lie under client/build. Okay, so if your application was front end, or if you have renamed this folder as front end, you need to write here front end. Okay, so in our case it is client. All right, let's save these changes. So that way our production setup knows where it can look for static resources. So the next step would be creating proxy at the React application. Okay, and updating the URL. Okay, so now Once these static resources are created, let's go back, let's jump into one file to understand this better. Okay, so as you can see, the Axios or the network call from our front end to server is using some hard-coded port. Okay, and in Heroku deployment, the port would not really be under our control. So for that, we will set a proxy. So basically there won't be any hard coding, and it will just connect to the server application without using any port, or it would rather connect it on the same host. Okay, so let's make the changes. To create a proxy, let's go to the package.json of client and create a proxy here. So let's tell that you can just find the server on the local host itself. Okay, so yeah, proxy part is done. So with that, I think we'll have to get rid of this. Okay, so what proxy does is, whenever you are doing a axios.get, the proxy is going to be appended in each network call. So this gets translated to http localhost/users. Okay, and similarly we'll have to change it in all the files. Okay, and let's copy this string for later searching. And this is done. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. This is something we should have done earlier, but we missed it earlier. So before deploying to production, we have to fix this. All right, let's see if all the instances of this particular string has been removed. So there is just one more left. Okay, done. So we have made the changes. Now yeah, we have made all the connections between the server and the client. Okay, so we have completed this particular part. So yeah, that's with respect to the coding. So now let's go ahead and start our deployment steps. So Heroku needs you to have version control on your source code, so that whenever you're pushing to Heroku, it also is able to manage with the hashes of Git. Okay, so we want to go ahead and run this command in our root folder. Okay, just hit git init and you get this message. All right, and the version control thing gets activated here. Okay, one thing you might want to do here is, if there is any version control or git initialization in client folder, just try to get rid of it. So for that, you can do cd client and do a rm-rf./git. Okay, sorry, not git ignore, but rather just git. For me, it was not there, so I just ran this command anyway. If it is there in your client folder, which actually React is creating by itself, the git version, you just need to get rid of this. Okay, now let's go back into the folder, root folder, and let's check on another command. Just add all the files. Okay, and just let's do a git commit that our project is completed. Okay, so we have completed the git commit of the project and we are ready for deployment. So to get started with the Heroku deployment, first thing you have to do is install the Heroku itself. Okay, so just run this command. Okay, and it will ask you for password, because we are using sudo here. Just provide the password and it will take some time to download. For me, it is already downloaded. Okay, once it is downloaded, so what you can do is you can do a login here, Heroku login, and then it will ask you to open browser. Just hit any key. Okay, so I accidentally pressed Q, so it actually quit. So you can just press any key and it will open the browser for you. Right, so you can just hit login, and if you don't have an account, just create an account and login and you should be good to go. So once you're logged in, close the page and then you should be able to see a success message here that you're logged in. Okay, all right, so next step would be going back to the blog and creating a project. Okay, so let's create a project. So here you have to give a name for your project, which will be actually kind of an URL for your project as well. So I'll just copy this string, Monstack project YouTube demo. Okay, so now it is actually creating a project URL for me, or a repository to store the code. So this is created. Now I just have to push the code to Heroku. Okay, so now it's up to Heroku to do all the steps that we have told it to do in the the package.json. So it is going to do all the build and the post build steps, and the application should be up and running. So this process takes about 30 seconds to 1 minute, depending upon the size of the project. Okay, so here you can see it has cd'd into client folder. Now it is doing an npm install. Okay, so after this you will see it will cd into the client folder and run the build, which is going to create the static resources for this particular client folder, and then our process will be completed. Right, we'll wait for it to complete. Once this is completed, we will have our application hosted on this URL. Okay, so anyway it is going to show a message after the completion, but just wanted to highlight that. So whatever name you choose here for the project will be that name will be used .herokuapp.com, and if you want to use your own domain name, you can do that as well. I'll show you in the Heroku dashboard. So yeah, so when the build step is run, it says creating an optimized production build. Okay, so that is what we have told Heroku to do. So soon should be our project should be up and running on the www, that is World Wide Web. So anybody with internet access can view our application. All right, we are almost done here. Let's wait for this to complete. So I think it's almost done for me. So yeah, it is telling me now the project has been deployed at this particular URL. So I can go ahead and open browser and copy paste this URL to check if our application is live and running. So it has been just deployed, so it is taking a little time maybe to start our application. All right, so our application is up and running, and also it has successfully fetched the data from the database. So there was existing database records that we made an entry for from the local, and this particular data is coming from there itself. So let's create a new user, say Atul. I think I have already created one before Atul. So let's create Atul 1. Okay, and there is actually no message that is coming up, so React is not handling that part. So you can see this is actually interacting with the backend and interacting with the database. Okay, so push-ups, did it for 10 minutes. All right, create exercise log. That's it. So this has been stored into database, and that is what we are seeing. So yeah, here we have actually successfully completed our Heroku deployment of the Monstack application that we have developed, and we have successfully completed our course. So yeah, I also told you that I'll show you how to use your own domain name. So you can just log into Heroku website, and you can see your projects here. Okay, this is the project that we just built, and in the settings I think you will be able to use your own website, so you can add your own custom domain here. Okay, all right, I think that's all from the videos series. It was a long series. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me in the comment section if you're facing any difficulties. I'll be happy to answer your questions, and also let me know if you want more detail on any particular topic, maybe React or Node.js or Express.js. I'll try to make a video tutorial on that as well. Stay tuned. Thank you.